Uh, to pivot into a little more relationship talk, do you have like any like if a woman says I don't want to have kids?
Yeah.
Is that like a?
I think their mind could be changed every time.
Okay.
I think they don't want to have kids with the wrong person. Because literally, I find myself running into women now that always say, "Yeah, I think I can do without kids. Or I don't want no more."
Yeah.
And then when you start asking them questions about it, it's typically because of the PTSD from if they got kids, the current situation, not wanting to repeat the same mistakes. PTSD from the thing they seen other people go through, or just not wanting to give up that sense of freedom, right? Like, nah, I ain't ready to just be focused on, I don't want my life to revolve around. But when you instill the foresight and start to ask certain questions that kind of create that framework of what it could look like in a stable situation, I think that they'd be a little bit more open to it. Now, with some just rich aunties out here who just ain't with the shit, but I've met more rich aunties that seem like they could be converted into mothers than I have straight up and down, I'm not having no kids. You know.
All right, so I got a quote for you. It says, "More and more women don't want kids, but men don't seem to be decreasing in that aspect.
In that capacity, yeah.
Men continue to want kids because there's not one that's expected to bear the majority of the physical or emotional responsibility, maybe financially, but it doesn't disrupt their lives or affect as much."
No, men just not selfish, and men understand legacy, and men understand that we got to reproduce in order to be able to continue to produce. So without no fucking kids, to how to do their future, how does their future become our future if there's no fucking kids, right? Whereas though women literally are able to identify now that they are the ones who have this sole responsibility from a maternal standpoint, right? Because they are 100% mothers, right? And I think that they want to somehow cut down on the percentage of motherhood, and it don't work like that. Even if you don't like the roles and responsibility of being a mother, it's still motherhood. It's no amount of fatherhood that can offset motherhood. So it's not that the numbers is not decreasing because men don't have the day-to-day responsibilities. The numbers is decreasing on the female side because they're realizing that they don't want to handle the responsibility, and every other responsibility is flexible. Parenting is not. You can't pick and choose. Like I always say, like it's unfortunate that some men could just walk away, right? But for women, motherhood is non-negotiable, and 9 times out of 10 is that 1% that can find a way to get out of being a mom, but more women is not being mothers. So that's the one responsibility that they cannot escape, and because they can't escape it, they're like, you know what, I just don't want to have a responsibility at all, because once I had a responsibility, whether this man want to be here or not, I'm stuck with it. Whereas though as men, we have a lot of responsibilities that we can't escape, and unfortunately fatherhood is one that's flexible for men. Not that it's okay, not that we are appropriating or saying that is acceptable or saying that is cool, but simply the fact is that's one of the things where a man could just end up on child support and say, you know, I don't want nothing to do with her, leave the baby and the physical, you know, all of that, the presence and all that to her, and I'll just handle the financial aspect. But yeah, it's decreasing because women operating out of selfishness and not wanting to give up their ability to do what they want when they want and have flexible responsibilities.
All right, so let's say you got your 2 daughters, and you meet a woman, she's great, but she doesn't want to have kids. Is that a deal breaker? Y'all can't go.
No, because I got 2 kids. You know,
so you don't have to have more kids.
I want to.
I know,
but I mean, it's like so that's a good question. Honestly, I think that it would have to be a conversation. The same way I told you to be open-minded to having more kids when, you know, it was presented to you. It would have to be, at least we got to be able to discuss it. And I will allow time to tell with how we vibe and what we got going on to determine if it makes sense. But that could very much well end up being a deal breaker if it just like not open to it at all. It's like, we're gonna have a ceiling. Like we can vibe, we can go, but we're gonna have a ceiling. We're gonna end up somewhere and it just don't go past there. And I'm very good at putting